Hello you gorgeous people, welcome to my channel. My name's Tara and I'm here to help you make confident choices with your beauty buys. And today I'm looking at one of the Victoria Beckham bricks, and this is Tweed. Now this is one of Victoria's original matte bricks. She also brought out Signature, Royal, Tuxedo and and this one, that's right, 4. And she's also now brought out Silk, which I've reviewed, which is more of a satin finish, but this is Tweed and it's sort of autumnal, kind of warm, but I would say neutral warm. So let's take a look at the swatches. So here we have Caramel, which is a great base colour, Cashmere, which is a sort of chocolatey brown, this is Oxblood, which is kind of like an aubergine purple, and Rust, my favourite colour in the palette. So you can see they are all mattes. I believe this retails for around £48, and then it's about £5 post and packaging. The container is gorgeous, it's heavy, it's a really nice mirror, it's small but perfectly formed. Now I've been using this palette for quite a while. You can probably see I've dipped in particularly to this red colour. I'm wearing it now, you can take a look. And this is a really nice palette. Now you could say it's autumnal. To me it's kind of really reminiscent of a sort of 90s grunge kind of vibe. The colours are sort of really warm, although not too warm. I'd say it's sort of neutral warm, but they can do that sort of grungy eye. If you were to sort of pair this with a sort of reddy brown lipstick, I mean in my day it was Heather Shimmer and Coffee Shimmer, those Rimmel shades, then I think you could really get a 90s grungy look. I've paired it with something a little paler and more of a sort of blush and bronzer look, so it's sort of 90s but modern 90s, and I really like this palette. So I mean this colour, Caramel, it's a great base colour. It's a little dark for me to wear all the way up to my eyebrow, but as a sort of base starting colour it's gorgeous, and I actually use it with other palettes quite often. And then we've got this chocolatey brown. Now the only one that's maybe a little disappointing is this purple colour. I mean, as you see, I've really sort of dipped in with my finger there and it's come out quite nice. With a brush it can be a little bit, it doesn't always give the purple that you get in the pan, but it's a nice colour. And my favourite, which is this red, which really on the eye gives a really rich colour. So that's the colour story. I've had this palette for about 3 months and there's no issue with the colours running into each other. I mean, you can see it's well used, but the colour is all definitely separated. You get more of the caramel colour, I guess, because the idea is that you put it all over your lids. But this palette I love. This is the one that made me want to go on and buy the Silk palette. I've reviewed that. Definitely not as much of a favourite as this one. What I would say, and if you've watched any of these reviews you know that I don't always feel too happy with just a matte eye. I do feel that while mattes offer a great base and they really allow you to sort of build a nice shape with your eye, and they're really sort of good to sort of anchor the look, I do like a little bit of sparkle as well, or a little bit of shimmer, because I do think that all mattes can look a little flat. So what I'm going to do now with this eye, show you again, is I am going to use another of Victoria's products, which is, now this is rubbed off, there should be a VB on here. This is one of her lid lustres, and the colour I'm going to use is Mink. You can see it's a coolish brown. I believe Hourglass does quite a similar product, but this is brilliant, and this just gives a little bit of extra va-va-voom if you're using the Tweed brick. And I will say I've tried to use this with the Silk brick, and the Silk brick I find doesn't play ball very well with other eye products. I'm going to pop a little bit of this on my lids so you can see how it vavooms the look a little bit. So here is the Lid Lustre in Mink, which I'm going to use on top of the Tweed palette. I'm just going to use my finger. Now I would normally put this on before I've put on my mascara and my eyeliner, but I wanted to do it on video, so I've already done those bits. So that's how I like to use the Tweed brick, with a little bit of that Lid Lustre on top. I just feel that as I said, mattes just can give a bit of a flat eye, and something like a Lid Lustre can just give it that little bit of sparkle. Yes, it is kind of an autumnal palette, I guess, but it's also just sort of got that Indies 90s vibe, and if that's what you're looking for, then I just really love this. The powders are easy to work with, they are smooth. They do, I don't find them quite as easy to control as some of my mattes. When I'm trying to sort of draw out that line, they do go a little bit more over the place than some other mattes that I have that I find I can control a little bit easier. But I think the idea of these palettes is that it's girl on the go. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a little bit indie, a little bit grunge. Pair it with a nude lip and you're good to go. So I really love this palette. I'd love to know if you've got any of Victoria's range, if you're thinking of getting this one, or if you've got any of the other bricks. Have you got the silk brick? If so, let me know what you think of that one as well, and take a look at my review of the silk brick. I have to say the silk brick doesn't really get a vote from me. I won't be repurchasing that one. I don't actually use it too much, but this one, with a little bit of the glow from the Lid Lustre, I absolutely love. It's a big thumbs up for me. Obviously it's clean beauty, so there's no toxins. The packaging is, well, this is metal, and then it comes in a cardboard box, so there's no plastic. I love this. I have reached for it a lot. Thumbs up from me, but I'd love to know your thoughts on whether you're thinking of getting this one, what you think of the packaging. If you did buy any of them, were you surprised at how small the palette is? I mean, it is kind of tiny, but also absolutely gorgeous. And I will be back soon. I'm going to be looking at Charlotte Tilbury's Queen of Glow palette. I'm going to be looking at her gorgeous glowing beauty all-in-one face palette. I'm going to be looking at some Pat McGrath palettes. I'm hoping to get some Tom Ford in. I contacted Tom Ford today to see if they were going to be getting any of the eye and cheek palettes, Red Harness, Rose Cashmere and the others here in the UK. They weren't able to tell me, so I'm going to give them a call next week. If I can call one of those in, or go in and buy one, then I certainly will. But loads more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Have a great day.